Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. This is going to be episode 2. We are so excited. It seems like you guys actually really liked our little intro. And I'm excited. I think that this is going to be something that all of our audience is going to love.
Like it's going to be, I feel like it's going to do so well. I'm so excited. Just like the feedback and like even the following that we got on Instagram already, I was like shocked.
Yeah.
So shocked.
Well, and I think that like we're already just, I think, very inviting people. So I'm very excited. I think people are going to love it. I hope you guys love it. I hope you guys liked episode 1. So we'll be releasing every Monday. So we did release our last episode on Thursday, but from now going forward, it will be every Monday.
Single Monday. Yeah.
And yeah, so today we're going to talk a little bit about growth. So before I get started, I kind of want to do our, like, I think we should make this a little thing where we kind of ask, like, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
So how are you doing, Sarah?
I'm good. I'm happy. I'm thriving. I mean, kind of on the track with growth, you know. I'm starting my whole training journey, dude, and it's crazy. Your girl's exhausted, but I feel like at that, it's just so necessary because I'm so happy doing what I do that within, you know, the tiredness and everything, I just keep telling myself, like, there is success within this struggle, within this tiredness and everything. So honestly though, but like it feels good. It feels good to be my own businesswoman, you know?
Oh.
How are you? How is Taya doing today?
I am good. Today is one of my off days, so it's nice because I get to film and just enjoy my day.
Little reset day.
But yeah, I too am busy. I'm tired, but that is kind of where we're tying into our topic today, is that growth is something that is going to be uncomfortable.
It is. It is uncomfortable. It is exhausting. There's a lot of, I feel like, back and forth when it comes to growth. Some days you feel really great and really positive, and then other days you don't feel that way.
Right.
You know, you kind of feel like stuck almost, you know?
Yeah, and I think that we have a hard time understanding the difference between growth and like setbacks, and I think that whenever we're able to find that being uncomfortable isn't a setback, but it is like
it's literally just that like shove into like
it's,
the next
it's a
level.
way to challenge you into the next point in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And you guys can always drop down below different ideas that you guys want us to talk about,
or questions that you guys may have, or like, you know, if you guys are needing advice on something, or if you guys feel like you're in a rut and you want to know like maybe how we kind of get out of that, or how we stay consistent within like building routines, or, you know, anything like that. Just, we're always open for it, honestly.
So drop it down below. Let's get started.
We're here for a little hang.
I'm like, we really do. We really enjoy like our talks like this. So it's really just no different with the camera being in front of us. I think we are a little nervous, but I think it's something that we are definitely going to get past.
Oh yeah. Well, like, I mean, also I feel like it's just right on topic with like growth, you know. It's just one of those things that you kind of have to get in the rhythm of doing and get used to doing, because we ain't never been camera girlies.
Yes, that's what I'm like.
Putting yourself in uncomfortable positions, but when you put yourself in that uncomfort, I feel like it really does push you to some, because this is gonna help us within presenting, you know, with clients, or having a business, or even how you want to do your vlogs and stuff on YouTube. I feel like that's really just going to put you in this like comfortable, confident zone to where you don't even think about the nerves.
Right, and I think everyone needs to start somewhere. So I think we were kind of overthinking it in the beginning, but we were just like, let's go for it. Like, what are we stopping? I think a lot of us had a hard time, or I think both of us had a hard time with the mics. We were like, oh, like, do we want to use these? Do we want to wait until we get the ones we want? Yeah. But we were just like, we've got these. Let's go use them. Let's not overthink it. Yeah. And let's full send.
And we're going to get stuff as we go on. So it doesn't really, you know, matter what we have right now. I just feel like just getting it done.
And I think this is a cute setup.
Yeah, I like it. What do you think?
Like, I think that it's cute.
A little comfy cozy.
So I'm like, I mean, obviously everyone starts somewhere. Topic number 1, which we're going to kind of cover a few different things, but the first one is outgrowing people, outgrowing jobs, outgrowing friends, outgrowing family members. So,
because I feel like that within itself can be really uncomfortable. Not the
My speaker just died. So.
She said, done. She said, my time is up. I'm gonna sign off.
I know. I was like,
God,
okay,
that caught me so off guard.
Anyways, sorry guys, that was my speaker. It just died. So back to it. Go ahead.
So I feel like when it comes to like outgrowing like friends or jobs and stuff like that, there always is like some type of guilt that almost ties into it, because it doesn't always necessarily mean that like this person has done you wrong or there's any animosity or any like bad blood between the two of you. It could just be that, you know, mentally you guys aren't on the same page.
You don't see eye
to eye anymore. Your morals might not meet up, your mindsets might not meet up, you know. And I feel like when it comes to that stuff, it's almost harder than a bad break in a relationship, whether that being a friendship, a romantic relationship, a family, and especially family, because I feel like when it comes to family, like, well, that's family. Like, I can't, you know, turn my back on family. But I feel like it's just changing that perspective of I'm turning my back on them to, you know what, I've outgrown you, I love you, but this is no longer serving me in any type of higher purpose.
I agree, you know, on the serving you part.
Yeah.
And that could be anything as far as, again, like you said, friends, relationships, or family. It's tough for us to kind of make that move forward. Again, kind of going back to being uncomfortable to move forward. It's an uncomfortable conversation to have. It's an uncomfortable moment you have to face with yourself. It is. Because sometimes it makes you question yourself, right?
Yeah, like am I bad, or am I the one in the wrong?
Am I doing something, you know, should I be comfortable with this person for the rest of my life? Whether that, again, like relationship, friendships, like, anything. Is this someone I could stay with for the rest of my life? And you really start to question yourself and asking, like, is this really my problem, or is it
something else?
Right, like, is it something else? And it's not even necessarily their problem.
No,
there's a disconnect.
But it's just the evolution of you and your mind, and kind of as like you kind of grow into your own person and stuff. Because I can't speak for everyone, but like for myself specifically, I just feel like that was something I always had a struggle with, of like, who is Sarah?
Right.
Like, what are Sarah's morals? What does she stand by? And like, what am I standing on business on?
Exactly.
You know, and just not bending that or betraying who I am for anybody or anything. And I feel like once you kind of establish that and who you are and that morality that you have and boundaries too, once you establish those, you kind of have to choose like, okay, who am I okay with being within this inner circle that I want?
Right.
Who's going to help me elevate? Who can I help elevate? Who's going to, you know, I'm going to share this idea with, and they're going to be like, girl, like, get it, like, send it.
And I think that is actually our next topic, is like finding your circle, because I think that whenever it comes to friendships, relationships, family, sometimes they aren't a part of the things that you need in your life to move forward. And that doesn't mean that you don't love them, you don't care for them, but sometimes we do have to make those decisions for ourselves. Ignore my toilet.
Is that your toilet?
Yeah, that's my toilet.
I thought that was the heater.
It's going. Ignore my toilet.
I said the heater is up.
No, like literally, you know.
Anyways, so dead.
So, ignore that. But choosing your circle, choosing the people that you feel will help launch you forward. I think for Sarah and I, we have friends, we have our friendships, but something about us, we found we can help each other move each other forward. And I think that we found, like, you can have your friendships where you're like, yes, like, this is someone I'll love and have forever in my life. But then there's also, it's like, who do you choose to surround yourself with to
that
get
you know
forward
can
in
help
life?
Elevate you?
Yeah, and not even elevate you success-wise, because for sure that's a factor, but elevate you like
in any aspect of life,
confidence-wise, happy-wise, relationship-wise, you know, anything that kind of can make you feel your best. You want to surround yourself with people that make you feel your best. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And honestly, it's so funny that you said that, because I literally saw, I think it was on like TikTok or something, but it was saying, you know, if this isn't benefiting me or helping me succeed, whether that be to being my best person, helping me elevate, you know, financially or in business, helping me elevate within my confidence, something that isn't going to like just elevate you, literally. Keyword being elevate you. It's not necessarily like, oh, this person doesn't really do anything for me, so I don't want them in my life. It's not to that extent, you know. It's just kind of setting those boundaries to be like, this is the kind of person I want to be around. Because I don't remember who said this to me, but someone was like, you're only as good as your closest friend, or you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with.
Right.
Which I agree with to an extent, because I do believe at the same time, like, we're all grown adults and I am my own person, and whether this friend is going to do something, it might not be something that I'm going to do, you know. But it's also just, I guess, choosing what you are okay with and what you're not okay with, if that makes sense.
I think that you want to see yourself in certain people, in the sense of like, you want to find yourself in people so you guys can relate. And I think that whenever we are too hard on ourselves with certain things, like certain things that we have going on in our life, it can affect the other people around us. So it is important to have people who support you, even when you're going through a rough time. Because you're not always going to be up. You're not always going to be on your shit.
But that's why it's like,
do we bleep that?
Like, nah, girl, keep it like that.
Do we bleep that? But anyways, you're not always going to be on your shit. You're not always going to be doing your best Taya or your best Sarah. So I think finding people who are going to ride with you, and that's not to say, because sometimes, again, like you said, we're grown adults, like you can't, like we're grown adults, you can't sit around and just expect everyone to take care of you and feel sorry for you, because at the end of the day, you are your own grown person. But having people who see your value and see that even when you're going through a rough time, that they want to be around you and you can count on them. And you can count on them.
No, exactly. And I literally kid you not, I was having this conversation with Adri not too long ago, and I was just telling her, and we were kind of speaking more so on like romantic relationships, and I was just like, you know what, like we need people who are going to be in our corner but are going to accept us for who we are as a whole, whether that being the best version of us, the not so great version of us, you know, the tired, the sad, the mad versions of us, because I need people who are going to be okay with that, because I can know I can be okay with that, you know. But it's like, what I am giving, I want to be received as well. Like I need it to be reciprocated. That way, you know, I'm not just pouring everything into somebody else's cup.
Well, and then that's exhausting as well. Like I think that, you know, you can only give so much before if you don't receive, it's like a dead
end. You're
just
drained.
It's a dead end. You're tired, and you are also then not your best self. So choosing your circle, I think, is a very important thing, but also like having that emotional intelligence, right?
Well, that, I feel like that ties into it though, because the second you kind of have that emotional intelligence, you can read the room. You can kind of, it's so easy to be aware of how somebody is feeling, how you're feeling, but also how to navigate it within certain situations, whether being super negative or super positive.
Right.
You know?
And I think that certain people, they lack that. And it's not to say, because I think you and I can both say that we're not perfect, and we don't, you know,
definitely been times where I could have had a little bit more.
But I think that over the years,
my earring flying off.
Say
goodbye.
Your earring. Let's see your earring.
Okay, girl.
But over the years, I think that like I myself have grown in that aspect, because I always found myself to be very emotional. And you could date that back to middle school,
forever ago.
I mean, I was just, you could read it on my face.
Yes.
You knew when I was upset. You knew when I was stressed. You knew when something bothered me.
Yeah.
You knew when someone hurt me or got to me. And I think that over the years, I've learned to let it go. Yeah. You know, like, let it go. People are going to have their own idea of you and who you are, their own opinion.
And it don't matter.
And if you can learn to understand that you know who you are, it doesn't really matter.
No,
it doesn't. I had seen something on TikTok, and it was like learning how to be the most unfuckable person in the world. Yeah. And I think that do we bleep?
Girl, no, I say keep it.
Bleep.
We're in a room full of adults.
Yes. So anyways, be very unfuckable is the idea of, don't let people see you sweat. Yeah. Right? Like, because I think that once they see you sweat is when they know that
they can kind of have like an edge up on you or something.
Right, and not even like in the edge up and like the idea of that, but also like your own self knows that you didn't have that confidence in yourself enough to not let them see that, because no one needed to know that. If you know yourself enough to know that that isn't true, or what you believe in is true, like everyone's gonna have different
because people have their own beliefs. They're gonna form their own opinions based off of whatever information they want to take, whether that being an outsider person or whether that's being strictly from whatever they receive from you. But the thing is I feel like you just have to be in the mindset of it is what it is, and genuinely just not caring. And but not caring in a way of like arrogance, you know? It's just in a way of like, I have this confidence and I know my self-worth and I know myself, to where you can have whatever opinion you want of me, whether that being the most amazing opinion of me or the worst opinion of me. But when you just know yourself down, when you've done the work and the growth to know yourself down to your core, it doesn't phase you as much as it would maybe to where even I want to say probably me a year ago, you know, like girl. I'm right there with you. I'm an emotional girl.
That's what I'm saying. We're all here growing, and I think that once you can learn that people are going to have their own opinions of you, no matter what you say, no matter how you feel, no matter what you try to control,
no matter how much you've grown.
Yeah, like they're going to create. I mean, I know certain people still have certain opinions of me from when I was younger, and it is what it is. I mean, even if you grow, people are still going to feel what they want, because
people are going to always hold on to the. I feel like. And this doesn't go for like every single person, but I feel like a lot of people are always going to choose to hold on to the negative parts of you versus the positive parts, which is kind of a bummer. But
that says a lot about themselves.
No, it does.
It truly does. Because if you can't, there's certain people in my life, and you know, whether that is literally anything, it's not anything specific, but they could have done you wrong, right? Yeah. But you see the growth. If you and yourself know that you have grown and that I can accept someone else growing, that there should be no issue accepting their growth,
and
right?
It's not
accepting their change.
Exactly, and it's not saying that okay, whatever they've done in the past is dismissed or it is okay. That's not what we're saying. It's just the fact of like understanding that people will mess up, understanding that maybe they chose to do the wrong thing at the time, but that growth is something that is optional, but it's where that person went to where they go, you know,
and I
like
think
recognizing, and I think that's a part of emotional intelligence, and also that self-awareness is like, okay, I was this person then, but also I don't even recognize her anymore.
I don't know who she is. Even if it was, and see, for those who, you know, you can make a change tomorrow. You know, it's like, you don't even need to recognize your person a few months ago, let alone years ago. You know what I mean? So make that change no matter what, but also like understand that having that emotional intelligence will launch you so far in life, whether it is, I mean, anything, but understanding that nobody and nothing can get to you because you know who you are. And I think that it's not even about like someone saying something about you, but certain politics, certain things in life we do not like to talk about with certain people, but everyone has their ideas and everyone has their opinions, but you know what you feel. Yeah. And if someone comes up to you and they're like, I feel this way, what's up? Instead of reacting to it and getting frustrated about it and getting angry about it, they know that they just got to you, right? Yeah. So if you can learn to turn that down and just be like, I'm glad that you feel that way. I feel this way, and let's move forward.
Because it gives you, I feel like, a more mature way of being able to communicate to people without... Because I'm, like you said, you're an emotional girl. I'm an emotional girly too. Yeah. And one thing that I would always hate that about myself is the fact that I was so emotional, because I used to really be reactive based on how I felt, you know?
Absolutely.
And it wouldn't make my argument or what I had to say back any better. Like it almost would make it dismissed, you know?
And that's the
because
problem.
It was all emotional, which to where now it's like, okay, take a step back, take a minute, and understand those emotions, but communicate yourself, you know, in a more logical way.
Not just getting so excited.
I know.
I'm waiting for you to finish. But no, for sure. Like, I think when you're having a conversation with someone who may not be as emotionally intelligent as you.
And it can get frustrating.
And it's not even that we're saying like we're the most emotionally intelligent people in the world, but understanding that they're going to feel what they feel and you're going to feel what you feel. So having this conversation isn't going to get you far. No. It's like oil and water. So to say I can agree to we can agree to disagree and just end it at that. Yeah. I mean, it's really you're not going to come to a resolution,
especially if you know that you guys both aren't on that same like level of that emotional intelligence. There really just is. Like you said, it's oil and water. There's no meshing. There's no understanding. It's just going to be kind of like a dead end road of frustration. And I feel like if you keep trying to push it, emotions are only going to get heightened to where nobody's point is going to get across.
No, nothing is going to get resolved.
Yeah.
So I think that, and that's anything, not just politics, like, because I just
literally anything,
but like anything, anyone, any relationship, any point in your life, a job, like a what is it, a position in your job, a different thing that you do. I mean, everyone's going to have their disagreements, and if you both cannot come to an agreement, it's just like a thing where we're just like, okay, I feel what
I'm
you
gonna sit back, I understand.
You're not going to get to me. You're not going to make me sad. You're not going to frustrate me. Let's just move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then you can kind of like find ways to move forward within that, especially if it is a job, you know, finding ways to move forward within that. And sometimes that might just be a job switch, you know, which is hard because it is one of those things where it's like, if this is no longer serving me to my highest abilities, then I don't really want to be here, you know? And I can for sure speak on that because, I mean, as you know, I just made a really big career switch. I went from something that gave me a lot of security within like my finances and everything to something that was a little bit more risky. Because
very risky.
I was bartending. For people who don't know me, I bartended and served for a really long time at a rooftop bar, and girl, we made bank there. Like it was, and it was easy money. You would work 2-3 times a week and bills paid, and you got extra money left, you know? To where now I'm fully just doing the personal training where that's all on me. And you know that because obviously you do it as well. But it's like you have to make your clients, you have to hustle. Like if you want to pay your bills, if you want to have the money to go on vacation or, you know, to save up, whatever it is. But I think like the pivotal moment was just understanding that that job was, I just felt stagnant, you know, like my mind was so much more than what I could offer there.
Once you can find the connect that, yes, this job gives you comfort financially, and any other point in life where it could give you comfort, but knowing, again, going back to us saying being uncomfortable or finding your circle, those are kind of two things that connect to that. When you know that, yes, you may not make as much money right now. And yes, your circle may or may not have been better for you, or you may have not loved it.
And maybe right now you just don't have too many friends or whatever the case is.
But now moving into this, it's uncomfortable. You may not know people. You may not click with people. You may not agree with people, but knowing that you made that step in itself, no matter what you chose to do,
it is a step forward.
It already is a step forward for yourself. You're a little uncomfortable right now, but to understand that one day you will get there. One day it'll pay off.
And you know what? There's no doubt in my mind about that because I think I said this when we had started the episode, but there is success in the struggle.
Yes.
There really is. Yes. And I fully believe that. And anytime that I'm feeling like maybe overwhelmed or like, oh my gosh, did I make the right choice? Whatever it is, I'm just like, you know what? No, because I have so much passion and so much drive for like what I do that and I was even talking about this with my brother the other day because he left Albuquerque and moved to Denver, you know, to have a better career and stuff like that. And, you know,
I love Denver.
Oh yeah. And he loves it.
I would literally
he
move
balls
there.
Out there.
I would literally move there. It's so fun.
But it's just like one of those things where it's like sometimes you have to take that leap of faith. And it is hard and it is frustrating and it's so scary. But it's just when there is passion behind that motive, when there is good intent behind that motive, it is going to follow through.
And I think
I fully believe that.
Yeah, and I think for me, I have a slightly different experience or story, if you will. Like I never thought about owning my own business or doing my own thing. Like I remember when I was in college, all the athletes, like we were all athletes, everyone just wanted to be a business major. And I just remember being like, what are you doing with this? Like, I was
what
like,
does a business
now
major do?
Obviously I see different now, but I would just be like, what? Like it was not in my makeup because my family, everyone is a teacher or in this workforce or
what do they call it? Like blue collar jobs or something
but
like that?
most of my family is teachers. Like
really?
My mom, my dad, my aunts, my uncles, like they're all teachers.
Yeah.
Like I have cousins that are teachers.
Oh my God, my eyeball itching.
Yeah. So I have like cousins that are teachers. And yeah, it's just always been something that I didn't actually ever want to be a teacher, but I got my degree in social work, and it was something that I was like, I just needed something to do. Like any of those college athletes that know, you just need to find something. A lot of us just go to school to just play sports.
Yeah, well, because you get those scholarships.
Like there are definitely some who went to school because they actually know what they want to do, but me, I didn't. I just wanted to run track.
Yeah.
And I think that I just needed something. So got my degree in that, but afterwards I ended up getting into physical therapy, and that's what I was going to do. Like, I was going to work.
You're like, I'm set. This is it.
7 to 5 or 8 to 4. You know what I mean? It was what it was. It was how I was always raised. I never saw any different. And now I just like training. It's so funny because I cannot see myself doing anything different. Else. And it's not to say I'm lazy. Like, I think that's like such a thing right now with like everyone saying that everyone's lazy.
Exactly. And I feel like that's what it's so funny, literally, that you're saying that, because I'm all going back to TikTok, but I just feel like social media is such a big thing when it comes to stuff like this. But a lot of people were like talking about, you know, like the younger generations and them being lazy and stuff like that, which I don't really think that's the case, because within the older generations, you had to work that 8 to 5 job to be comfortable and to be able to pay your bills, where things are really different now. 8 to 5 jobs aren't providing what they need to. Girl, this earring is saying goodbye. She like does not want to stay.
I love it. Oh, but yeah, God. No, I think that's for sure. Like, it's not doing any different. So I think that when, you know, you make that jump to do something different in your family, it's a little like, and it's like you said, you making that jump to change your career. I made that jump to change mine. And I just remember, you know, my family supports me. So it wasn't that it was like, what are you doing? But it was also like, girl, are you going to be good?
You gonna be good?
Is this going to work? And it's worked. I really love it. Like, and I think even like this whole podcast thing, like, I think, you know, like I've told my mom about it, and she's just like, cool.
I love that.
You know what I mean? Like, and she knows me more than anyone, like, to where I didn't ever want to work all day. Like, it was just something I've always wanted to do, is to be in front of the camera. Like,
she's all, I wanted to be a vloggy girl.
But not even like before like YouTube and vlog and like podcasts.
She was so Taya was just meant to be in front of a camera. Like she really was.
I always wanted to be a pop star. That's so funny to say, and I think that most people are going to be like...
But I feel like it also fits you so well, though, because you're so charismatic.
Yeah.
And, like, you just have that energy, but, like...
Thank you.
Also, like, girl, when we were, like, editing our last video and stuff, I know we were dying laughing at it, but you look so natural on camera, and then I was, like, over here, like, stiff as shit.
I was very nervous, and I actually think we're being much more relaxed right now. But I think, like, I used to dance when I was younger. I danced until I was, like, 13.
That's crazy.
And I love to sing. Like, fun fact, I do love to sing. And
same.
You do?
I do.
Wait, what did I know?
Yes, girl, I love to sing. I'm not going to say that I'm a good singer.
Okay, but I didn't know that.
My friends will always tell me that I'm good, but I'm like, I swear to
we should write a song. Like, here we are thinking, like, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Just always coming up with something new.
I swear to God, we're all tone deaf, because there's no way.
Why? Okay, anyways, but yes, it was always something. I remember when I was younger, I always wanted to make like dances with my sisters, songs with my sisters. So my dad used to have a recording, like, little studio setup, so he would help me like make music. And
oh my God, I love that.
Once I moved to New Mexico, it was like sports, like, and I love sports. Like, I had so much fun with all of it, but I do miss it. So this, like, doing this is so different. It's uncomfortable. It's a change.
It is.
Some people may not agree, but
it's also just like, if it feels right for us. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't do this with anybody else. I don't think, like, I just feel like our energies, it blends so well together. So it's really easy, because it's literally just like, we're just hanging.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's conversation. So it's easy. But
picking
I don't know.
your circle.
Exactly.
You know,
I'm picking my circle.
Pick your circle.
Here we are.
I think, if certain people, it would be uncomfortable. It'd be weird. Like,
or it could be awkward maybe, or like it just wouldn't flow as easily as it does, you know? And I mean, like, I've always wanted to make some type of content, for sure. I knew that. I just never knew what I wanted to do. Like, I know, like, I need to get on it, because y'all be bugging me about the damn cooking videos.
Yeah. Oh, you should.
I know.
Would be so good.
I need to. And even the fitness videos, like, too. You know?
That's what I was saying. I need to get on my fitness.
Yeah.
I used to post so much, but it was just like...
I know I had a few videos up, and then I took them down, but,
there's just always something that will stop us. But the cooking, you should so do that.
I cannot tell you. You guys will ask me 24/7 about like cooking videos, recipes, TikToks. I just need to find, like, I'm not tech savvy in like the slightest bit.
That's true.
So like I have tried to film like a few different videos, but I'm also so like OCD when it comes to that. Like I want it to look a specific way.
That's how I am with my like fitness videos.
I think once I move, I'll feel a little bit better because I'll have like my own space and everything like that, and I won't feel so uncomfortable. You know?
Yeah, and I think it's,
because girl, there always be people in my house.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have people around you, like, I don't want to be on the camera.
Yeah,
or talking, you know what I mean? So
and I'm all, girl,
it's good to have
out the kitchen.
Yeah, like you're like, I'm filming. So.
Yeah, and I can't necessarily tell them that because like my family, they think the podcast is really cool. Like my siblings, all for it.
Yeah.
Like my mom, my dad, they're for it. They love it. They love the idea. But they're also very much the people who are like, okay, but like, because they're 8 to 5, girlies.
Yeah.
So like for them, it is a little bit more of like, okay, but like, what are you going to do for insurance? Or like, what are you going to do for, like, how are you going to have security? You have to make sure you're doing this and that. But I just think they're not really on like social media too much. So they don't really see how beneficial social media is these days.
And beneficial, but also like when it comes to people asking like, what are you going to do about this and that? Like it comes as we go. To grow on a channel, it's going to take time.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, we're going to get there. We'll get all the ducks in a row.
Yeah.
When we get there. But right now, like
we're just kind of vibing.
Make video 1. We need to make video 2. We need to make video 3.
And I think that's just the thing. It's like consistency, literally. And I feel like that is what goes into like literally our main topic of growth and wanting change in things is consistency. You have to be consistent about stuff like this,
right?
Or within a business, or what am I trying to say? Like with the self growth of like trying to be a better person, it's something that you have to stay consistent with and work with every single day. But it's just like you're not gonna see outcomes if you're not staying on top of it.
Yeah.
Like it can't be something that you decide to do one week and then I'm gonna take a couple weeks off and then I'll get back into it next week or whatever.
Yeah, especially with
like,
this stuff.
You really have to be on top of it.
And I think that's what's good with us is like I think we're both passionate about it. That you're not like having one person that's like lacking, like it's what it is.
Well, we just communicate really well too. I feel like we're like when it comes to this especially, like we're constantly texting each other, or even when we see each other at the gym, like we're like talking what's our next plan, or like we'll meet up for lunch, and decide what's our next idea, what are pinpoints that we want to hit on these topics. And I feel like that's what really helps is just the fact that we both have these like OCD almost mindsets,
right? Yeah,
of like, okay, we need to have a plan.
It's kind of concerning.
It is maybe just a little bit,
just a little concerning,
but we just like to be prepared, because if I'm not prepared, like the amount of anxiety that I get from like not knowing is just like,
I think like even with this podcast, like we have we have a whiteboard
over here,
and I don't want to turn. That kind of tells us like what we're doing next, because we are just perfectionists. But at the end of the day, like you have to be natural and authentic with this stuff, and so it is what it is. Like we're just throwing.
Because at the end of the day, like if you're just like natural, I feel like it's more relatable to be natural with it and just full sending it, because if you're so like scripted and stuff, like you can't be you can only relate to scripted shit so much.
And we were so scripted in the first. We were nervous.
Oh yeah, very scripted. So well, and like we also didn't really know like how we wanted the layout to go either. So we were like, oh, cut.
And then we were just, I think that it wasn't even that we were nervous. We just had the plan that we were going to cut.
Yeah.
But now we're not. We're just
doing it like we're live with y'all. Like we're just here to chill, here to hang.
Okay, so let's go into our next topic, which is finding a routine. I think with growth, finding a routine that works for you. And that's, again, something that people don't have, or like some people have it, and some people have it a little bit too much, but some people don't have anything at all. And that, even if you work like your strict 9 to 5, we're not talking about that kind of routine. I'm talking about your certain wake up routine, the way that you set yourself up the night before, like a good nighttime routine is like very important.
And I feel like it sets you up for success too, because when I have like my nighttime routine, like girl, I get home from the gym, but I also like to get home at like a decent time after training. Like I don't like to, and that's was something that I struggled with my last job, was that I got home so late.
Super late.
So there was no way I could have a routine.
Right.
But it's like to where now I get home by like 7 o'clock. I'm able to make dinner, take a shower, wash my face, like wind down, because I feel like when you have that time to wind down, you really set yourself up for good sleep. Like you really do.
And like I had posted about that Sleepy
Oh
Girl
my God, the
mocktail.
sleep
Sleepy Girl mocktail. Follow
Try
my TikTok.
it. It's so good.
I mean, everyone's talking about it, but I think it really does work.
Oh,
and
yeah.
whether it's like a placebo effect, who knows? But I think we in our minds are like, I'm gonna sleep good after drinking.
You want to know what though? I was saying that I thought it was a placebo effect too, but then I've been trying it since I think it's been like 3-4 days now or something like that. But girl, like I have the worst sleep. I'm such an insomniac. So I feel like I feel like I'm the guide for that one, because when I tell you, it has been knocking me out. Like I am asleep before 11 o'clock.
And I think it's like, it's just a healthy lifestyle in general will help you sleep better. I think a lot of my clients also talk to me a lot about like sleeping and their struggle with it, but I think it comes hand in hand with your diet, with your lifestyle. Did you work out? Like a lot of the times, if you don't even have to go to the gym, but go on a nice walk, do something productive and active that day will help you sleep better.
It is getting kind of that extra energy out of your body, so that way you can rest and relax.
Yeah, and like eating better will help you sleep better, because I think that people don't understand, like, especially even the time and how late you eat will really have you a hard time sleeping. Drink lots of water. Water is very, very important. I actually left mine all the way over there.
Up. I know. As we look at it,
I'm like,
it's literally far away.
My water bottle's
hey, girl.
there.
I know.
She's thirsty.
It's so funny because the second that you start to think about it is like all of a sudden you're like, I'm so cotton mouthed and like thirsty.
I'm thirsty. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, like, and I think that, you know, everyone has their own different thing, but I have such a weirdo nighttime routine. Like, I get home, dinner, Ayla's in the bath, I'm showered, you know, and it's one of those things that I watch a good TV show or something that makes me feel good.
Kind of wind down.
I want to get into that book realm of either like a Kindle or a book, but we're not there yet. We will. We will get there. Though.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
Because
it's
I feel like too.
I mean, like,
yeah, well, and I just feel like also like, I don't know, because I would have spent so much time on my phone during the day when I was bartending, because I had so much free time, you know. But now being that like we have such full schedules, we really don't get that. So it's like when we do want to wind down, it's so easy for us to pick up our phones and I think scroll through TikTok and stuff.
Yeah, and I think like even for the moms, like it's like you're so busy all day, whether it's work, and then you get home and your kid has so much energy after school. And it's like you have to attend to them, and then dinner, and then bath and shower, and then you're just hitting a point where you're like, I want to sit on my phone. I want to relax. But I found myself knowing that the more I do that, the harder I sleep, because like my eyes start to hurt, and it gets to a point where you're tired, and then you almost get past the point of tired, and you cannot fall asleep because you are so tired.
Well, isn't it like something though too with like the
blue light?
Yeah, the blue light that literally makes it harder for you to sleep when you're on your phone past like a certain time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that honestly was one of my biggest struggles too, because girl, I could spend hours looking at TikTok. So I literally have to like set my alarms and put my phone somewhere else.
Even if you're having a hard time, if you're not a book girl or you can't go to bed, like get up and like, you know, I always like to like turn something on the TV. I mean, TV is no different from the phone, but at least it's not in your face. And it's something that you can find you a good TV show that you can watch. I've actually been starting to watch Grey's Anatomy, which
oh my God, I'm obsessed. This is your first time watching Grey's Anatomy. Oh my
I've
God,
never
girl.
seen it.
You're in for a
a
whirlwind of emotions.
No, literally, like I had posted something about it, and everyone was replying to me like,
because they've been out. So I actually just saw they did like an award ceremony, and they just got the world record for the world's longest
series.
Like the series, the type of series up there, which is like the doctors. What is it? What would that genre be? Like, I don't know, surgical TV drama or something like that. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Drama? But yeah, so they got
drama.
but they got the reward for the longest lasting show on that specific network, because they got 20. They just hit their 20th season. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm on 5. I'm on 5, but it does help with the idea of turning my phone, putting it away, and watching that. But I think that there's little things you can do, like after you get out of the shower, a good skincare routine, a good
that skincare routine.
I lotion. My thing is I lotion my whole body, like down to everything. And
you said we're lathered.
I'm a weirdo with also like my feet. Like if I
she said
If I like go get up to use the restroom or something, I will re-put lotion back on my feet. Like that is just so weird thing.
Okay, but it's not, because I feel like more people like actually do that.
Yeah,
like,
but
I feel like it's, well, if you don't, like,
yeah, I mean,
ashy.
if you don't, you're a little dry, but you're a little gross. But anyways, but I would do that, and then I used to wear a bonnet at night when I would have my hair curly all the time, but I just don't wear it curly anymore, which is sad. I know that I need to, but we'll get into that a different day.
Yeah, that's another
topic. But I always wear my hair straight now, so I mean, yeah, some days I do put a bonnet on, some days I don't. But I used to have my bonnet, lotion, water next to my bed. You know, I would get in the bed. I had to like go use the restroom once. Like it's just those little like things you do before you go to bed that will make you sleep better. Whereas
you just feel so much more relaxed too when you get into that routine, because same, like it's like I said, like I get home, I do dinner, whereas
when you don't do those things, you're like,
well, and also I just almost feel like it feels chaotic.
Yeah,
because like I feel rushed. Like, and then like because of that, like by the time I'm in bed and I didn't accomplish any of those things, it's just like I almost get the anxiety because I'm like, I should just get up and do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and then I'm up even like later, but
even later.
Same, and then even
but
in
it
the
sets you up
mornings
for a good
too.
day. Yeah, I was about to say it sets you up for a good morning, like to do those things. And I know some people who like pick their clothes out. I have an idea of what I want to wear the next day. Like I'll be like, okay, these leggings.
I can never pick an
bra,
outfit though, because girl, if I pick an outfit and then I don't like it, we gonna have clothes, and this is the majority of the days, like we gonna have clothes everywhere. Because I am very much a look good, feel good girly.
Oh yeah,
like 110%.
Oh yeah, I
have to vibe with my fit.
I think that we should all be that way. Like if you look good, feel good, your day is gonna be great. And
well, you walk around with such confidence when you like look in the mirror, you got a good fit on. The makeup is makeup,
some
the hair
days
slaying.
I used to have 6 a.m. sessions where I would pull up in like sweatshirt, crusty, like only brushed my teeth because I know I'll still be getting home and it'll still be dark.
Yes.
Don't put sunscreen on. Like on those mornings, I put sunscreen on every day, but on the 6 a.m. mornings, I used to never put sunscreen on. Like I was just like, I'm gonna get back and it's still gonna be dark outside. Like I used to feel so awful, but now like, you know, certain times where if I did have those mornings or, you know, when I wake up and take Ayla to school, I like to get myself ready because then you stay awake. You don't go back to sleep because that's like the hardest thing.
It sets the tone for your day.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Because if you go back to sleep.
But it's crazy because when you go back to the, like how you say you had like the morning clients, right? And then it's like, okay, maybe I don't have another client till the afternoon or whatever. Yeah. But it's like you want so badly to go to sleep. But I don't like that. I cannot do it because then I'm so tired.
Groggy.
Yes.
Girl, I feel like
the way
sometimes if I go back to sleep,
like delusional.
I feel like I'm in like a paralysis, like a sleep paralysis where I cannot wake back up because I'm literally so.
And then I literally cannot have conversations with people because like I'm just like I do not feel real.
Yeah,
and I hate that feeling.
No, that's why I'm like having the idea of once you're up, and
setting yourself a solid routine. Like so, something that I have been doing lately, especially now that I have like a lot more morning clients. Is I wake up an hour before I have to get like actually ready. So, and I've really been pushing myself to wake up for morning prayer, which is so hard.
Yes.
Because it's at like 6 a.m, but you have to make wudu, which is like you basically like clean yourself before you pray. So like basically like rinsing out your mouth, washing your face, your feet, everything. So girl, I used to be taking a shower, honestly, if I'm gonna do all that.
Yeah.
But like waking up before I even have to get ready for the client so I can, you know, make that time to do my prayer, but then get breakfast, have that quiet time by myself. Sometimes I want to journal, sometimes I don't.
And you can tell when you don't. It is. Like in your days, I'm the same way. Like I wake up, I come downstairs, I like to have a good breakfast. I used to, like with my mornings, I used to literally get up, I would forget to eat, and I would just go straight to my session. Now I like to get up, I like to make a breakfast, I like to drink probably like a full glass of water, at least just like a few gulps, like if I can. Yeah. But like take your vitamins. Vitamins are important, but I always like to fuel my body and fuel yourself first before you give it to others. Yeah. Like you gotta fill your own cup.
You feel so exactly.
You gotta fill your own cup before you do anyone
else's. Yeah.
And even as a mom, you gotta fill your own before you fill theirs.
I feel like almost so much more important. Like not to say it's like more important, but I feel like it's so important when you're a mom. Just because you're constantly giving throughout the day, and even just throughout your life, girl. Yeah, like girl, as a mom, like it really is.
We're here for the long run.
Like prioritizing yourself and that time for yourself in the morning and it almost even just sets the tone for the week too.
For the week, for the month.
Like starting off really good and really strong, you know.
And I think you're gonna want to go back to bed, but to just stay up and
just stick
do anything, even if you're not feeling your best.
Honestly, when I feel that, that's what I was just gonna say. Like when I feel like I'm tired and I want to go back to sleep or something like that, I will go to the park and I will go outside or something. Like just because I feel like because sometimes being inside is a little bit draining. Like it does get a little bit too draining. So like I will push myself to go outside, like go on a walk, even if I'm just sitting at the park, like journaling, reading, listening to music, whatever it is. But I feel like being in nature is so recharging, and it also just helps too. Like it clears your mindset. Great. You feel great. You like, I don't know. It's like doing cardio in the morning. Yeah, it just sets the vibe for the day.
It's like you don't want to, but
I'm gonna do it.
Once you do, you feel great.
And honestly, I'd be lying about that because sometimes I don't be doing cardio in the morning, but it's just so hard.
Girl, I did the 75 hard. I did the 75 hard in the summer. Why in the midsummer? But I had to get up and like do it in the morning, or I would feel like.
Because for the 75 hard, it's like 2 workouts a day, right? One outside and
one outside.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And I genuinely was exhausted, but I felt so good because I had a routine. You had to drink water, eat healthy. You know, you had to do workouts. It just
gives you like this like bad bitch mindset almost.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoyed it. I feel like yes, it can
so positive.
I think yes, it can be a little taxing on your body and it is stressful. I think that I was like stressed like 90% of it. If I were to do it again, I think I would be less stressed.
Yeah.
But I also think that it is just very exciting once you're finished to be like, wow, I really did that. Like,
girl, like the competition. I kid you not. Yeah. When I was in prep for the competition, I can't tell you, I kid you not, like exactly like you said, like I won't even say like 97% of the time. Your girl was upset. I was not okay. It is so hard. But then getting to that end game and the accomplishes that you make and just being like, holy crap. 10 weeks
did that.
10 weeks of that I did that, and not a single, like all by myself, like crazy. And of course, like I had the people that helped me, like the people supporting me and whatnot, but just to know it literally comes along with like the growth and the dedication of yourself and being dedicated to yourself enough to be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna stand on it, and
nobody's gonna tell me otherwise. And you knew that you were gonna get to that end goal.
God, it was so hard.
So
the way I was fighting for my life.
You know.
Well, speaking of, they got my little trophy templates that say my name.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I didn't even know I was getting those.
Yeah, when did they get that?
I literally got an email for it like last week, and it was like, hey, Sarah, your trophy templates are ready for pickup. Would you like to pick it up this location or that location? I said, girl, I didn't even know I was getting those.
You're like,
y'all didn't even tell me that.
Yeah, that's okay.
And it has my cute little name on it, and it's all first place.
I love that. I love that. That's so fun.
Super exciting.
Yeah, I think that, you know, we got to be hard on ourselves, and we got to like make like uncomfortable, you know, you gotta be uncomfortable, and you got that end result.
And honestly, I feel like majority of, and this isn't negative, but I feel like the process in growth, it's gonna be like not negative, it's gonna be uncomfortable.
But
I think that's where you know you're growing,
right?
Because you're uncomfortable.
But I think also like when you're uncomfortable, you can decide who you will be in that uncomfortable point. Like you can decide, am I going to be positive about this uncomfortable point, or am I going to be negative? Because that
took a thought right out of my brain.
That will literally, you know, you have 2 avenues that will take you which direction.
Well, I feel like it's also like.
Could you hear me what I just said?
Huh?
I'm like talking here. I'm sure they can pick
it up.
You know what I meant.
I'll get it.
I'm like, you'll get there.
No, literally, I know. You'll hear us one way or another. Just turn the volume up on that.
I had a good point too. I was.
You did. I know. She was in it. Yeah, both.
I'm sure
both hands up and out. Oh my God.
You know that it's like you can take a direction whichever you decide your fate. So if something makes you feel uncomfortable,
exactly the uncomfort, but it's taking yourself out of a victim's mindset, you know,
girl,
to where it's like, oh, this is happening to me, this, and this, and instead of saying these things are happening to me, these are happening for a reason, for me, but for what? But it's like, what mindset am I going to choose going into this? Am I going to choose the, oh, poor me, like I'm sad or I'm upset, or I'm going to choose, you know what, this is hard right now. I understand it's hard right now. I understand I'm frustrated right now. I'm whatever the emotion it is that you're feeling, but also understanding that I'm feeling this way for a reason. And when I get like that, honestly, something that really does help me is kind of sitting back and understanding why I'm feeling those emotions, or like journaling about it, because it really does help. Because sometimes when you are going through whatever phase in life it is and whatever emotion it brings you, whether that being, and maybe just more so talking negative right now, maybe it being like a negative emotion, but understanding it and putting it more into a negative light. Like, okay, maybe I'm feeling frustrated with the process because things aren't moving as quickly as I'd like them to be.
Right.
But being like, you know what? This is the way that it's meant to be. I'm supposed to keep this at a steady pace, but I'm moving forward, and that is all that matters.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like,
good.
okay, maybe I didn't pass this exam or whatever, but let me go back, redo it again, and we're gonna,
and like,
you know,
even
ball on the next one.
Even for like, for success and stuff like that, like you could see the bright side in that and being like, well, this happened because I'm going to grow from this. This happened because I'm going to grow from that. But have you ever heard of the burnt toast method?
No.
You haven't?
No.
So like the burnt toast.
So tell me about your burnt toast, girl.
The burnt toast the burnt toast method. This is one we could put on our TikTok.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the
the little
a post. The burnt toast method. So basically, like the idea of like you're getting ready for work, right? And you are making your breakfast, and your toast burns, and you're frustrated because you're like, oh my gosh, like my toast just burnt. I have to make more toast, and you're sitting here like frustrated and angry because you had to do so, right? So you go, you make your other toast, you sit there, you have to wait an extra minute or two, and there's an accident on the road. Right?
So
and
it's like one thing after the other.
Right, but like you had this idea of like you're frustrated because this happened, but it saved you from an accident. Or it saved you from someone, maybe an ex or something, someone you could have ran into that you didn't want to run into. But the idea of understanding that everything happens for a reason. So you burnt your toast.
Well, exactly.
Don't be upset because you burnt your dang toast because like you know, it probably set you up for something that you didn't need to run into, you didn't need to face, or you didn't need to,
or an obstacle that you needed to miss.
Yeah, like an obstacle you needed to miss. Like some things are always for a reason.
And I'm a firm believer in that. And that's what, like, how when we had started the episode and I was like getting in that mindset of it is what it is, because genuinely burnt toast ain't that deep.
No, it's
you know?
not. And I
like,
think we always want to think it is.
Girl, it's like when you're having a bad day and like you walk past the door and your belt loop gets stuck to the door and it like pulls you back and you're like, I want to get violent with this door right now.
Like, and it's like literally, I think that's another, we should have made that a little topic. Like, it's really never that deep.
No.
I mean, truly, I remember like even the worst things in your life are always going to be, I mean, I remember when I found out I was pregnant, my world was ending. Like, to be honest, I was like, holy crap,
yeah, that's
what
crazy.
am I going to do?
That's so crazy.
Like, what am I going to do? How am I going to move? Where am I going to be?
What is my life moving forward?
And
like,
here I am. I think that I'm in like such a great point in my life, and I don't know where I would have been.
Ayla is the coolest kid around.
She's the best. I think we should have her as like a guest.
We should.
I
love her.
She is so funny.
She's a vibe.
Yeah, she's a vibe.
Such a vibe.
She's 6 and she's very like, she's a hot, like feisty, but like she's a very good girl. Like she's very respectful. She listens. But yeah, like now I look back at that and I'm like, girl,
what was I stressed about?
What was I stressed?
But it's also just like, that's a big thing where it's like getting in that sense of like everything genuinely happens for a reason. And I fully believe that. And that this could be like the most negative thing that's happened to me, like in my life, whatever it is. But it's just like what you do, what you choose moving forward within that situation. So like you know, finding out you're pregnant and you could have had the worst mindset possible on it ever. You know, you said, I did. Don't let that fool you. But it's like understanding the outcome is so much better.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Or like just whatever it is. And that's the part of like growth. Like it really, really is. Like it's just understanding that, you know what? I was scared shitless within this moment. But wow. Like, wow, what a life I'm in now.
Like what a life
Look at where I'm at now.
You would have never, kind of like the burnt toast method, you would have never met the people that you've met. I would have probably not even been here.
Yeah.
Like I think I would have moved or like something. I don't know. Yeah. But it's just one of those things that I know that we are here for this reason.
It'd be blowing my mind sometimes when I think about like these pivotal moments that happen in life.
And it's like,
because like they seem so like, what is the word, like detrimental? Is it
monumental?
No.
Detrimental?
Detrimental. Yeah, I said that right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I said, what is the word? Where it just seems like, because of like detrimental, meaning like, you know, it seems so like
so bad.
Yeah,
like it's so awful.
Or like so awful, and like, you know, there's so much pain within whatever the situation happened, but then to see me sitting here now, or the things that I am doing now, and it almost blows my mind, because it's like, that was a pivotal moment in my life. That was a moment that needed to happen, because it lit that fire under my ass
for you to grow,
for me to grow,
like,
literally. And I know like a lot of people would be like, oh, like when people ask you like if you could go back in the future or in the past, what would you change? And I don't think there would be one thing that I would change. Like, and I kid you not, and I don't mean like mistakes I've made or at times where I was a bad person or whatever like
but
that.
Things that happened kind of to you.
Yeah,
right?
Or
like
even bad choices that I've made though too. Because even though I might have been the villain in something or whatever, it's just me seeing that then and understanding it and being who I am now.
And I think that actually brought up a good point, like understanding that it's okay to be the villain in other people's stories, because
it's gonna happen.
Truly, like, again, going back to, you can't control what other people feel about you. So I mean, I used to beat myself up when I felt like someone didn't like me, or, you know, someone misinterpreted what I meant or said. But I'm just like comfortable in knowing like it is what it is, and if I'm the bad guy to you, and that's for anything, I am, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
You know?
And like, I think even like, well, for like me personally, because like I've definitely like made some mistakes in like my life, like 100%. I mean, I feel like anyone can relate to that for sure. But it's just like, I think that's when that like the self-awareness and like the emotional intelligence kind of come into play.
For sure.
Because it's like, okay, I messed up here, but instead of dwelling on it and beating myself up and labeling myself as a bad person, let me learn from this. And obviously, one, never do it again, but what can I learn from it? What did I need to take from this situation? You know, and that was maybe me finding like morals, setting boundaries, you know, whatever it is that makes Sarah who she is today. But boundaries are so important. Oh my gosh. And it sounds so crazy, but I feel like boundaries for me specifically have been so important within my family, like setting boundaries within my family. Because it's so hard. It's so uncomfortable too.
It's so uncomfortable.
Because you feel guilty.
Can we wait that for another day?
Oh yeah, a girl. Excuse me. Hey y'all.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, family is something that, you know, everyone sees you as who they've seen you grow up.
Yeah.
They don't know you now. And as much as they know you, like my mom knows me, my dad knows me, like everyone knows you, but you know, you've changed so much. You used to go from living in the house, living in the area, to changing, and you're just different.
Them seeing you and being around you every single day.
Yeah, so like the decisions you make, and understanding that everyone's human, everyone's going to make a different decision in life, is what makes things fun. Like, why would it be fun if we were all the same? You know, if we were all like robots and, you know, acted the same.
Well, girl, we would genuinely be robots at that point.
Yeah,
like, we would not... Podcasts and stuff like that wouldn't be, I feel like they wouldn't be a thing if everybody was the same, because it would just be, everything would be so vanilla. You know? Vanilla girl.
See, now I'm sitting here like, are we vanilla with our vanilla background?
No,
we need some color.
Girl, we're not. We're vanilla bean. There's a difference between vanilla bean and vanilla. Okay, vanilla, and I will say this all the time.
And see, I'm sitting here like, we are gonna get a sign. Yeah, that'll be cute. And then I want to get like some different colored pillows. But you know, we're not vanilla.
I know. We're vanilla bean. I was
all like, are we vanilla? No, we're not vanilla.
Vanilla bean. Stand by that. Have you ever like, do you like get like the vanilla bean? Because I feel like when people, it's okay, like ice cream wise, obviously, so off topic.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, where are you going?
Hear me out, okay? So like, I used to tell my friends, like if I was like dating someone or whatever, or like if I was trying to talk to someone, I'd be like, I can't talk, like you're too vanilla.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like I can't even know how to describe it. There's such a big difference between someone being vanilla, but then vanilla bean. Because have you ever had just plain vanilla ice cream, but then vanilla bean ice cream be bomb?
It's got a little something to it.
Yeah, a little spice, a little something extra. So I'm going to be, like, I'm going to choose a vanilla bean person than the vanilla.
You know, see... I like to be.
I know the math ain't mathing on that one for some of y'all. But
I think I want to be
it maps
chocolate
in
chip.
my brain.
I want to be chocolate chip. The chips are little.
Vanilla's not my favorite ice cream. I'll tell you that right now. I'm a Jamocha almond fudge.
I know. Like, what is your favorite ice cream?
Jamocha almond fudge. It's like coffee, but like has almonds.
I don't think
stuff.
I've had that. I think mine is mint chocolate. Everyone hates mint chocolate.
I like
think
it.
It's great.
I like it, but it wouldn't be my favorite.
I also like
It is
cookie
bomb
dough and brownie and like caramel.
I'm not a caramel girl.
I'm actually really like I'm not into the caramel too.
Me. Is
it caramel or caramel?
I say caramel.
I say caramel.
But because the way it's spelled, C-A-R-A.
Caramel.
Caramel.
I say caramel.
Ooh, who fucking knows?
Who cares? But
anyways,
I think that's it.
But yeah, so pretty much, just kind of tying everything in together is just understanding at the end of the day that growth is, you kind of want to be in a constant state of growth, that it's going to be uncomfortable. It's not always fun, but being gentle with yourself and understanding that you are human, like we said, understanding that there's trial and error within that. But as long as you continue to move forward and at trying your best to just stay within a positive, healthy mindset, everything is going to be okay.
Yeah,
don't take things too seriously.
Don't take things too serious. Like it will
really
always be okay. But knowing that growth is so much more than everything around you.
Stagnant.
It comes from within.
Yeah.
And once you can grow within, everything around you will grow. Even the people around you, they will see your growth and they will be like, yes, I want to be like her. And I think that's the whole idea of our podcast, is being like My Kind of Women, because we want everyone to understand that you want to be that kind of woman. You know what I mean?
Girl.
I want to be that kind of girl. And that's like the idea, is like, we don't want to all be the same.
No.
But we all do want to know that you are growing. We're all growing. And that's not saying you're the best in the world, but knowing growth is
It's
ahead.
not even about trying to be the best in the world. It's literally just
Growing.
growth. Like, growth.
That's what it's about.
We say, we're going to put it in big letters right in front of us.
Growth. Growth.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I think that you guys get what we're trying to say. And
Yeah, just that gentle reminder, love yourself, be good to yourself, be confident within yourself,
and you'll grow.
Taking those strides. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you guys liked hanging out with us. Like Taya said in the beginning, we will be dropping episodes every single Monday. So just, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button below and that bell, so that way you can get notified for when we do post our next video. And thank you guys so much for joining us for our cute little podcast of My Kind of Women.
Bye, guys.